Yeah, you can see how huge it is. So if I take out the rest of this bed and move it back and remove that bed and remove that bed, we would open, wow, we would open a really big space. So then I can rearrange and redecide how those beds are going to look. So much more inviting. And this is all going to be hostas and other such things. The peonies are going here. Hostas and other things are going there. This is where it used to come to. So let me just overlay an old photo here so you guys can easily see what's going on. But there were daylilies all the way up to this point, and they also went that way. They almost touched. There was about a 1 foot path between the two daylilies, but I took them out a few days ago. So look at that beautiful path. Is that not totally awesome and completely inviting? It just pulls you right down there. Something else I wanted to show you is another Solomon seal that I just discovered. Look at this. Definitely Solomon seal. There's no doubt about that. It would potentially have its little flowers on the bottom. You can see where the flowers were in spring. So I'm going to move this plant too. It'll probably go up over into this area. Now, in case you're wondering, I've gotten a few questions about this. In case you're wondering, we are not actually losing garden beds. We are simply gaining paths. So what I'm doing is I'm making the paths bigger, but then the garden beds, although they're going to shrink, some of them specifically are going to shrink. The whole garden is going to get bigger because I'm pushing the boundaries of the garden. So if I go this way, you can see way back here where the yellow and pink is, we're pushing the boundaries of the garden way into the forest that way. We're also over here. I'm gonna push it right up to the fence. I'm going to utilize all the space back here behind the pear tree and going all the way down. So while the beds in the middle might get a little smaller because the paths are getting bigger, the garden is going to be more accessible and much more beautiful because you're going to want to really walk through it like an estate garden. To walk hand in hand with someone through a garden, I think, is really important. And to be able to have spots where you can sit and relax, because if you don't have anywhere to sit and relax, you're just beelining it through, right? It's all about get in, get out, get in. And you don't have time to stop and literally smell the roses. So I think that's really important. So let me give you a quick example. This path is the one I just finished, and it is nice and big. Okay, if we go up it, it feels really inviting. This path is pretty tight, but it's actually the second biggest path in the entire garden. If we continue, there is a path here. This path looks like it was designed for squirrels. It is super, super tiny. I come down here a little bit past the bee balm. We have another path. Also equally crazy tiny. So now there's this nice big giant path, and that is a smaller bed, but it makes sense. And I'm going to put a few more things in the front, some little hostas and such things, because it gets a lot of shade. It's really not a sun bed at all. And then over here, to the right, when you're coming in, to the right of the gate. So let's see. So let's just imagine that we're coming in. So we're out at the driveway. Tree fell down recently. Okay, we're looking in at the garden, and to the right we come to all these beautiful things. The hydrangea, which is still happy, but we'll see how it does tomorrow and the next day. Then we have a few different, these are pinker than the redder ones in the background, daylilies, and there's some slightly yellow ones over there, and then some very yellow ones back here. Again, of course, hostas, because it's a shade area, and a clematis, which I'm going to train across and up. So this whole wall will eventually be covered in clematis, but I want to give it a little bit of time to heal, to recover before I do that. So I guess from this point, what I need to do next is that straight line going down there, widen it, obviously, take out everything to the left of the path, including that terrible burn bin, up to the tree and maybe in a bit, widen that path nice and big, and clear out this area. I will also want, and I've said this before, but I want to make an area where you can sit. Now, I've made this huge area, so you could totally put a table in the middle of that, but that feels more like the entrance and exit of the garden, so I don't really want to put the table there, but I'd like to put it over here. Hey, so that's it. That's as far as I think I'm going to take this video. I am still doing more stuff, but I'm really exhausted. This has been like 4 solid days of work to get all of this out, take out those daylilies, to the ditch dailies originally, to move all these beds and rearrange them, to redo that front part, to get I spent all of yesterday just doing the ground and getting all the weeds out and then putting down the mulch. Today, opening up the path here, the potential spot where, not the potential, the spot where our gate is going to go, the entrance gate, the main one, and building up the beds on both sides. So I'm super happy with the way it looks. I hope you guys like it. Let me know what you think. Everything will be fine. It just needs an awful lot of watering. As far as I am right now, I'm pretty happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this entire process. I hope you guys are learning something, and there's enough that I have here that it's interesting. And I wish you a lovely, happy gardening day, and I hope your garden is doing wonderfully. Thanks for following along with me. I'm Scarlett, and I will see you in the next episode. Toodaloo.